Welcome back to Whatever Wednesday. I wanted to share with you the fragrances that I've been reaching for the last 3 or 4 weeks in August, and I have 5 fragrances here. I've reached for these so much, and I have been testing all kinds of samples and stuff like that, but these are the fragrances I just keep gravitating towards because most of them are kind of fruity, freshy, light, uplifting. They're just really beautiful, and they were perfect for the August weather. One of them I did buy the very first week of August, and I was smitten, absolutely smitten for the rest of the month. I would love to know down below what fragrances you reach for the most in August. And I'd also love to know if you are a signature scent kind of person. I used to be that person. Or are you somebody who likes to reach for different things at different times? Do you switch it up per season? Stuff like that. I'm all over the place all the time. I like to smell all kinds of stuff all year long. It doesn't matter, what time of year it is. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to start with this one is Eau d'Italie, and it is Graine De Joie. I'm sure I am butchering that, so please, I'm sure somebody's going to correct me. This is a fruity, slightly sweet, slightly sour, slightly woody, fresh floral fragrance. It is bright, it is full of red berries and red fruit, it is luminous, it is soft and fresh and perfect for if you want a skin scent that is not a musky skin scent. If you want something that is like you took a handful of red currants, red berries, raspberries, pomegranate, and you just crushed them into a juice, and that is the scent that you got. You get a little tiny bit of sour from the pomegranate. You get a little bit of sweet from the red currants. You get some milkiness from the raspberries. That's this guy. It is seriously on first spray. I bought this in a sample size first from Scent Split. I got it in a 5 ml, and I knew, and I think I even shared over on Instagram, I knew I was gonna buy a full bottle. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so absolutely beautiful. And it's so different than anything else I own because it's light and fresh and fruity without being that gourmand, over the top, sweet and sticky. There's nothing sticky about this. I can see perfect for perfect for a barbecue, perfect for a white t-shirt, perfect for an office, because it is so soft and gentle, but it's not non-existent. I definitely could put this on and I feel like hours later I can still smell it. It also reminds me a little bit of the Van Cleef & Arpels, the Neroli Amara, only a softer version. In fact, I did wear a few times over, since I got this one, I would wear this kind of oversprayed, and then I would take my Neroli Amara and just put it like on my wrist because they complemented each other so well. Just that fruity, floral, really soft and luminous vibe that is not offensive to anyone. I feel like everybody could appreciate that scent profile. Just something that I don't think anybody could dislike. Now the next one is Voux Zeste. So Voux Zeste is actually, it's inspired by Lyra, right? I own Lyra, and I will say that the other day I wore Lyra on my right wrist and I wore Voux Zeste on my left. And I love Lyra. I think it's a gorgeous scent profile. It is like an orange pound cake to me. A lot of people say lemon, I get orange. It is, to me, the one that started everything. I mean, it's the one that inspired Devotion and a gazillion other kind of copycat gourmand fragrances. But I think that the Voux Zeste, this guy, actually took Lyra and made it a tiny, tiny bit better. It is so beautiful, and it opens with these like blood orange, some bergamot, and it has a little bit of lavender in there. And it's kind of a funky opening because of the lavender for me, but that so quickly dissipates into this absolutely gorgeous jasmine, cinnamon, caramel, vanilla deliciousness. I feel like the Voux Zeste also keeps a hold of the blood orange a little bit longer than Lyra. Lyra, the zestiness is gone at mid, and then you have that caramel kind of cakey concoction is left, which I really do think is beautiful. But Voux Zeste, I feel like, retains a little bit of the zestiness longer, which I appreciate very much. It is absolutely gorgeous. Of course, it is one of those affordable fragrances. So while I have Lyra and I have a few different fragrances that fall in that exact same category because I really, really love it, I actually think I prefer Voux Zeste over it. Now, the next one that I wore a bunch all summer long, but a bunch in August, is Empire Victor. So Empire Victor is actually Voux Zeste's, I would say, cousin, and also Lyra's cousin. It is a very, very similar scent profile. So it is going to be your vanilla, your citrus, your caramel. It's, you know, sweet, and it's got a little bit of a white floral in there, and you get that same kind of like orange pound cake sort of vibe. But the deal with Empire Victor is that I feel like it's weaker. That's a good thing. Sometimes you don't want to smell like a walking orange pound cake. You want to just have something that's a little bit more delicate. That is Empire Victor. It's almost like you could use Empire Victor as sort of an all-over body spray that is absolutely gorgeous on first spray. I don't get the lavender that I get in Voux Zeste or in Lyra. So if you are somebody who doesn't like lavender, or you don't like anise, licorice, I don't get that in the Empire Victor. And I gotta tell you that I recommended this to a friend who I hadn't seen for a little while, and she popped by my house yesterday and she saw the bottle out and she was like, oh, I got that on your recommendation. And she goes, I get so many compliments. She is a nail tech, and so she's in, you know, people are in her little scent bubble all day long. And she said her clients absolutely love it. It is very soft. It doesn't project way out into the room, and its longevity is not fantastic. I would say it's like a 4-hour wear, but it's the perfect reapplication kind of fragrance. And if you kind of like that whole gourmand, that citrus, caramel, vanilla, little tiny bit of florals in there, you like the idea of smelling like a snack, but you don't want it to be like a balm of sweetness, this one is such a great option because I feel like it's the delicate counterpart to all of that. This one is definitely a big favorite of mine, and I would say of all of that genre, it's probably the prettiest because it seems like it took all of those elements and softened them. And you can tell that it is that scent profile, but it's just softened down a little bit. So that is Empire Victor. I've been reaching for this over and over. I often will layer this. I will spray this on me a bunch and then maybe put just one spray on my wrist of Voux Zeste, or one spray of Lyra, or one spray of Il Colore del Vento, or one spray of Love and Crime. One of those other fragrances that is like really hard-hitting, gourmand, citrus, vanilla, a little bit more potent. I will use this as my overall fragrance and then use like just one spray of those. And to me, it's the perfect balance of longevity, but also that nice soft scent all over you. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And of course, it's another one that's super duper affordable, so I don't mind overspraying. I actually think the bottle is kind of pretty because a lot of times with these affordable fragrances, their bottles are obnoxious. So I like the bottle on this one too. So this has been out on my top shelf and definitely been one that I've reached for all summer long. Okay, let's talk about one that I picked up in August, and it's been on my wish list for a long time, and it is Chloe. This is the Vanilla Planifolia. You guys, I didn't even smell this one for the longest time because it wasn't sold anywhere where I could buy it, and I didn't want to blind buy. And I had an opportunity to smell it in store, and I knew immediately. I sprayed it and I was like, oh my gosh, it is not what I expected at all. I was expecting obviously vanilla. And of course, upon a little bit of research, I realized that it is the vanilla orchid note, which is a fantasy note. It is a tropical fantasy note, kind of like a made up note. And for me and my nose, what I smell is green banana. Actually, if you left that green banana in the fridge, so it was cold, so it's a cold green banana, and then you peel it and it slightly warms up in the ambient temperature of your house, so a little bit of the scent comes off of it, but the scent is cold coming off, and it's green. That's what you get immediately when you first spray this. Now then the vanilla sneaks in right behind that green banana tropical scent, and it is the most unique vanilla that I own. Now, I don't own a lot of green vanillas, so maybe there are others of them like this on the market, but for me, this is the most unique vanilla that I own because of that kind of green banana vanilla orchid. And if you are somebody who wants a little bit of vanilla, but you don't want that gourmand, sticky, sweet, this is definitely sweet, but in a very clean, green, cool way. And it is so beautiful. It is definitely one of those that I can wear to bed because it has just enough heft to it that I can smell it, but I'm not going to lay there, smelling like I just got out of the oven. It is unique, so it's like nothing else in my collection. And I would say that as this sits on your skin, it's very comforting. And it definitely has this woodiness to it as it dries down that makes it just continue to feel very clean girl aesthetic, very white t-shirt. And of course, I think the bottle is beautiful. I think that it is so chic. Chloe is chic. It's definitely one of my favorite designer brands, if you will, like luxury designer brands. I gravitate toward, but do not own, like Chloe purses. I think that they're beautiful. If I was somebody who bought expensive purses, that would be my jam. The brand resonates with me all the way around. I actually ended up picking up the Violet fragrance from Chloe as well. And let me tell you, it is absolutely a stunner. And it will probably be in an upcoming video if I do a video on Violet, because oh my goodness, if you are somebody who likes the note of Violet, they did that one absolutely to perfection as well. But this one to me is just so gorgeous because it's that green vanilla that is different. And as soon as I sprayed it, you guys, I'm telling you, I sprayed it and I was like, what? I mean, what? It is just so different. I mean, I truly get green banana peel. I envision either a white button-down shirt or a white t-shirt. It's a clean, clean vanilla. There might be a little tiny bit of salt in there as well, and a little bit of woodiness that's truly addictive. I love it. So that is Chloe Vanilla Planifolia. The last one is called Pear Potion. So this is by Paris Corner, and it's funny because it's called Pear Potion, but I really feel like it's very like a candied green apple fragrance. It has a lot of apple to my nose, but I also do get a little bit of like candied pear. The pear part is sweet, and then the green apple part is kind of uplifting and tart. Now, when I first spray this, it is definitely real potent. I mean, I feel like it is like real strong. But what happens, and what I realized, it took me a little while to realize that within about half an hour, the dry down for me smells a lot like this one. And this one has a little bit better longevity. It just sticks around longer. The pear is fizzy and luminous. The green apple is candied, but when it dries down, it's like it ripens into red fruits or something. I don't know. It's so pretty. I could see where some people would think that it is too fruity, too sweet, and maybe not serious enough, because it's definitely a very non-serious fragrance. It is definitely just a joyful fragrance. And again, I cannot emphasize enough how it starts out one way. Yeah, it starts out where you're like, whoa, candied apple, pear, sweet, definitely. But if you just give it a little bit of time, man, it develops into something that is absolutely beautiful. And so easy to wear, especially in the heat. I love it. I absolutely love it. So that's Pear Potion, and that one is by Paris Corner. I would love to hear from you what you pulled for, what you wore this August. Are you getting out any different fragrances for going into the fall? I've kind of been, I've been pulling out some of my more gourmand vanillas that are a little bit heavier. I've been pulling them out, kind of waiting, and it's just not really cool enough yet. I'm craving them, but I'm gonna wait until when I wear them, they'll be perfect for the weather. And I think you can wear whatever you want, whenever you want, but sometimes I do feel like those super duper cozy, kind of more heavy gourmand fragrances definitely just play better in the winter time because they're cozy and you want to be cozy. So I've been, biding my time and getting ready for that because I'm really kind of excited for that. Anyway, these were definitely the ones that I pulled for the most. I'd love to hear what you pulled for the most. I would love to chat with you about fragrances in the comment section. And I hope you have the most wonderful day, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video on Saturday. Take care.